Welcome, RPG Limit Break fans, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Duckling Boot Camp 2024. We are revisiting our Winter 2024 flags. My name is David. With me today with our restreaming and co-com is Oslato and our tracker Giganot. Oslato, care to enlighten anyone about these Winter Tournament flags we are looking back on?
Oh, the Winter Tournament, it seems so long ago, but I remember it very well. I helped craft these flags. So, what we have for you tonight is an all-loose shard hunt. That's right, 28 shards to light that final orb, and all of your key items are loose, except for the tail. The tail will be an NPC turn-in, along with all your fantastic little items. Your Vorpal, your Excal, your Opal, your Ruse, your Power Bonk, and with the exception of the Masa, which is trapped by the Warmac X chest. I see Fabian has already put our blursings into the chat. I just want to point out that black belt. Oh boy.
Yeah, we've got the gauntlets and helm. That's nice early before that native buildup occurs, but the plus 20% hit means you don't gotta grind to 42 to really get all 8 hits. In fact, 10 hits is totally doable if you grind to the moon.
Absolutely. And let's take a look. So the red mage with a plus 2 level 1 MP and equipped... black mage with plus 2 level 1 MP and equipped shirt. Very good. The white mage, lots of HP, plus 40 and elemental magic. DM Stewart has taken that. The red mage on Ale side has clean magic and equipped axe, and we should note that the improved dark penalty is on. So if you get hit with dark, you're in trouble. As well, we would like to note that, remember, power words like stun and quad X are at 600 tonight.
We also, I do believe, have Elemental Plus, so level 1 elemental spells do level 3 elemental damage to a single target.
That is correct. They also
Confusion sticks do major damage to fiends, and we've seen many clutch runs during the tournament with that.
We absolutely have. And yeah, this should be a interesting flag. Remember, you start with nothing, so there's no bridge, so that could lead to some very interesting routing choices.
Open progression, not extended open, so we will need to find the ship, canoe, or bridge to get out of the first initial area.
Correct.
But they can walk to dwarves.
They can walk to dwarves. It is a regular full Topher. We fight all fiends. Remember that both Lich and Carrier are 2 shards each, while Kraken and Tia are 4.
Also note, the Thief, both of our runners have taken no lock picking, but with that plus 10 luck, plus the time, death, and lightning elemental resistances, that's definitely takeable. The Thief has proven to be a solid carry in these flags.
Ooh, did
exit
you see
level 1.
The early exit at level 1. Oh, Ale going for a reroll.
He's taking the black belt.
He took the black belt originally. He's going with the white mage for the exit cast.
That is not a normally red mage learnable slot. That is a key point.
That is. I believe that is if that is slot 4. It is slot 4. So that would mean that is not learnable. It's only learnable after promotion, and I highly doubt he's going to promote.
Yeah, not with that black belt. Normally, you keep the black belt non-promoted because it's MDef scale. Hey, crayon. Sweet. That,
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, that's something to eat for the very interesting tastes of the Titan. And adamant as well. That's an early item pickup. I should note that the flags have it set. They are random as cola instead of a crayon for ale. They are scattered out somewhat linearly, so you will see more items early that could unlock other progression in the early game.
That is correct. We did not put this onto a chaotic seed. So we pull on a double Garland right now. DM using the old Quake strat, and goodbye Garland, he fell into the crack. Meanwhile, Ale showing off that Lit does a ton of damage.
King! Really do.
The king has a heal pot, but the princess, Sarah, has a bridge.
Here, have this 2,000-year-old bridge that's rickety but will get you over the river anyways.
Hey, it's good old Cornerian craftsmanship. Call today.
cheap houses. That could be nice to see. Nothing super expensive otherwise.
So both of our runners pretty much side by side in this. Both of them are making the play, I assume, to Matoya's and then to Provoca, because Matoya is 3 chests. No, DM is going to go straight for Provoca, while Ale, veteran of the Winter Tournament Seeds, is going to head up and take a look at Matoya.
It is a thing where you only get 3 chests here, but that is the ship. That is a good find. And you get 3 chests, they could have things in the canal. Wow.
Ale on the high seas already, and with 1 shard already in hand.
It has to walk around the rivers because it doesn't have the canoe, but has the boat that gets you to the outer sea, has the access to Sarda as well as the Titan's Trove.
Yep.
Is gonna walk all the way to Provoca, not gonna walk down and get into the boat, so he's gonna have to walk back to the boat because it is at Matoya's dock, but it doesn't really matter, and this works out for DM Stewart because hey, Vicky had the crystal anyways.
He sure did.
The routing differences will work out in DM's favor, it seems, as Quake comes out for Ale to clear out some pirates. And we get our first look at level 2 White Magic, Harm 4. There you go, that is a massive sweeper that White Mage can use. And then Black Magic, what are we going to get? We are going to get Fast, Fire 2, and Zap.
Well, you gotta love seeing Fast at Nuri level. That's always a good thing. No Quad X yet. I'm still looking for Quad X.
Power word, power, as you said, 600. Most early fights can just be one shot with Quad X.
They can.
Now the thing about Fast, for anyone who doesn't know, in this game it is a single cast on a single target that doubles the hits that fight or that character can swing. So if you have a 10-hit black...
Yeah, that black belt gonna be swinging for the fences, for sure.
It is not to get double, but it is also valuable.
That it is.
It is also very valuable because it counters slow, which is annoyingly effective in this flag set.
Oh, very, very much so.
Ale with the crystal, now going back to Matoya's as DM Stewart is making his first run through and looting her closet.
So to be fair, that didn't... Ooh, +2. That didn't actually give Ale any real advantage because DM came right back here. They're still...
Indeedly do.
They're still pretty much neck and neck at this point.
We are far from deep enough into this sea to truly see divergence.
Absolutely. It's this is going to be kind of linear up to a point. But we're on the high seas now, and we have access to everything, so... Fabian, you've done these seeds just like I have. You now have access to everything. Where would you go next?
Honestly, I would say Elfland Marsh. Probably that way. I wouldn't want to go out to Earth Cave or Sarda's this early if I could avoid it. There's not really a reason to go to Crescent because the sages don't have a guaranteed incentive item.
It's not guaranteed, but
and you don't have all that much. Yes, but you also don't have all that much gold, so going to find higher level magic when you're not high enough levels, you might not even be able to buy enough all the magic here in Elfland. Like Harm 3, that's nice to see. Heal 3 as well.
Well, you called it. Here's your divergence with DM hanging out in Elfland. Ale is heading right for Sarda and Titans. So let's see what we get here. DM looks like he's heading for Marsh. There were certain people who ran this this flag set and hated Marsh, faded it completely.
Understandably so.
Other people faded Earth a lot. Sometimes it hurt, quite badly.
We see DM Stewart going Marsh top. It is the shorter run for 3 chests with the link chest. If the link chest has something and the 3 others don't, you could just see DM resetting out and then stopping at the link chest location on the 2nd floor bottom.
Absolutely. Now again, we should note, trap tiles, as they're not shuffled, means that the runners all know where to go to get their grind on.
Ale gets away from a pack of Gerwolves with poison, finds a light axe +1. That's a weapon that could be swung if they had a fighter. Ooh, and the crown. That is a churn and check item that Ale will be able to use on his way back into the Inner Sea.
But that light axe is also free casts of harm too for that white mage, which harm always on, so hey, free AoE.
Exactly. Harm 4, as we see from DM Stewart, that takes a spell charge and not always necessary.
Oh look, Starda has pocket change to keep the tradition going.
Yeah. Little old man doesn't really have much to give.
It's better than him giving up those iron rods he used to give in my flags. So let's take a look what's in our linked chest. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we should note that too. These are winter tournament flags. There is an unrunnable percentage turned on.
Yes, and if I remember correctly, it is slightly higher than average, or than stock.
Yes, I believe it is 16. I believe it was 16% is what we settled on. But Harm 4 makes quick work of the wolf pack. Ale, meanwhile, says, nope, not interested in Earth right now.
Yeah, Shallow Earth has a good number of chests, but it's not enough to justify it. And with that exit out at level 1, DM Stewart not bothering to reset, gonna save those as Ale is heading southern dock. Oop, no, heading towards Crescent.
Question in chat, what is randomized? In this seed, quite a lot. Items and chests, yep, randomized. Enemies have random skills. The fiends have a random skill pool that they pull from. Magics are also randomized, so you don't know where things are going to end up. All of your best weapons are hidden behind NPC turn-ins, so your crown, the TNT, the herb, and the bottle, and the adamant, and the slab.
Adamant, which they have.
They do have the adamant, so they can check that. And the crystal has already been turned in. Meanwhile, DM has not found much.
The crystal turned into an opal bracelet +2, which is the best universal armor.
Guys, you love seeing that. Oh, and he runs into... Oh! Those Gurpedes hit hard. Those Pedes hit hard. Oh dear.
Well, EXP'd on everyone but the white mage there.
Yeah, well. Whew. I don't think Ale picked up any armor. And he might be paying for it. Oh dear. Yep. Boot it.
All the way back to the other side of the sea, having to run all the way through. So, I don't think this is going to turn well with the Crescent check. Again, the Sages normally would have an incentive item, but they do not guarantee having one. As meanwhile, DM Stewart in the cave in Marsh is still picking up more items. No shop item found. That would be the other thing you'd find. And there's a slab out of Marsh,
which is at this point totally useless, because we should remind our viewers that unlike in a regular randomizer game, you do not get an XP boost from incentive items. You get it from shards. Speaking of which, Ale found that the old man had a single shard. He says, no thank you.
Yep, saves the ship travel time, just resets back out and goes to that southern dock in Elfland. Meanwhile, DM Stewart triple checking that chest, gonna check what the incentive item box chest has. Normal, fiend, or fight. Ooh, wizards are unrunnable. This could be painful.
This could be bad, but he does have lit too, which is not technically the wizards. Oh, they hit hard. That poor white mage. They hit really hard. Oh dear. That is a...
And as it is an unrunnable encounter, there's just wait. One nice thing about the randomizer, the quality of life improvement that is, if it's an unrunnable encounter, it says wait instead of run. If you ever played this as a kid and you were like, why can't I get away? It just means you likely didn't know unrunnable was a thing.
That, and in the original game, run was bugged badly. Like many things in the original game. All hail the seer. You can't blame the man for what he did. I mean, it was, it worked. Just some stuff didn't. Meanwhile, Ale also heading on his way to Marsh.
Ale also, when he comes out of Marsh, can Ale gonna go straight up and check the crown turn in.
Interesting. I don't hate it. If it's a Roo stick or a power bonk, he'll be very happy. If it's a tail, he's just resetting out of it. And then he's resetting out of that.
Vorpal -1.
Listen, it's still a Vorpal. He just has no use for it.
Yes, it's a very valuable lawn dart.
I am... Oh, there's Bottle out of the bottom of Marsh. I am still, and always will be, Team Vorpal.
So that's Bottle and Adam, or that's Bottle and Slab out of Marsh Bottom. So DM Stewart gonna head out, gonna have to check Sar to find the gonna find the crown, but also can make that stop at Dwarves. The Adamant check is the shallower, and hey, those are zombies and something else that had rub.
Yeah. Now, we can infer one thing from this. As the canoe has not been found, progression is in shallow earth right now.
That is a very good point.
You can't get access to anything else.
Do we have the docks enabled for OnRack? Because if OnRack's store could have the item in that case.
Yes, that is possible. But we know it can't be the canoe. The canoe and the ship are the only things that canoe, ship, bridge, and canal cannot appear in the store.
This is true.
So that
means could have it.
It's either
could it be key?
It could be anything at this point. I would say your shop item is probably going to be something that you don't need necessarily, like TNT or herb.
Knowing it's your seed, this could be cube into Oxy, or it could be chime into Oxio into cube into
that
with canoe and CCs. And you know why I say that.
We know why you say that. But again, it is possible in this flag set to beat it without the canoe and without the floater. It has been done. It's brutal.
Indeedly do.
As my co-coms can attest, it can be done. It's just not fun.
And Cure 4 and Life 2, I just noticed on DM Stewart's side at level 4 white is stacked.
Yep, Ale picked them both up on this white mage, which I'm sure he's very happy he took the time to reroll. I'm sure he's
This is a life... Yeah, this is life in battle, not life 2 in battle, though, so they can bring people back up if they get life 1 and need to, but we still haven't seen that.
No, we haven't seen anything like that yet. I don't expect to see it for a while, because we've seen all the magic that we can up till level 5. I don't think Ale checked.
There are 2 more loose boxes, just remembering, in Dwarves. We have not seen the 2 boxes of Dwarves, so this could be also our progression.
That is true. And DM can also turn in his Adamant while he is here. So while we did see some early route divergence, I think we're going to see a convergence very soon. So let's see what we get. So we know what's hanging... This wolf pack is a bit brutal.
Indeedly do.
B Grand, I'm assuming, is the loot.
Baby grand piano.
And the tail. Nobody wants that.
Unless we suddenly find a very thin Warmech guarding a very heavily rolled up Masa, or a Katana +5. I mean, if they found the Katana +5, you put that opal on that master and a ribbon eventually, or you just say forget it and I have an extra punching bag. Well, that doesn't need to punch.
One thing we can now say for certain, Shallow Earth is gonna be progression.
Indeedly do, and DM Stewart, having done Marsh, knows that better than anyone.
No,
clear out Sarda and Titans.
He has to do Sarda and Titans first.
Well, yes, once he clears out Sarda and Titans, he will know and will be in position to do it.
Now, I think the big difference here is that Ale has more levels going into Marsh.
That does make a difference, not just in the survivability of the party members with health, but the charges to use, because we saw DM Stewart had to run all the way out. Ale may still have an exit cast.
Well, I think DM lost his white mage. He had no ability to cast anything. So he was kind of in a bad spot. Oh dear. Oh no, he's doing it on purpose. I thought Ale accidentally tried to run from this unrunnable pack, but he actually just used the wait command to save frames.
If a party member doesn't take an action, that's less animation, that speeds up the game.
Sure does. Meanwhile, DM Stewart finds Sarda's pocket change, and Ale makes it through the wolf pack of doom.
maybe pocket change, but this has not been a rich seed, so that's a good chunk of money.
No, those XP boxes taking away some of the gold chests can make gold a little hard to come by. We haven't seen a max gold chest yet. Alright, Ale now knows that there's nothing in Marsh that he needs, so out he goes. Save up, and away we go.
As DM Stewart takes on the Gerwolf pack again.
Well, yeah, they're just not fun to deal with. At least they don't have a script.
They're not around later.
They don't have a script, which is good. You can't complain about that. Ale, back on the high
And
seas.
the FFR special.
Hmm? Oh yes, the old FFR special.
Cast the spell, wipe all but a few, and then run away.
Not any single runner in this community has not had that happen to them. Meanwhile, DM Stewart is going to be our first runner to head in to Earth. Thought about going into the Hall of Giants, decided against it. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Thunder Eyes in the ocean.
Ocean's not safe. Ocean.
Gotta find that canoe, gotta find that floater. Or learn how to manipulate the encounter table, which is something that a lot of racers in the community learned very fast.
And that's
a great thing that the Final Fantasy community in general, not just the randomizer, enjoys.
And you can tell Ale did that right away, hard resetting out of that, so we didn't have to fight those eyes. Meanwhile, DM Stewart, I think he found another unrunable pack of Arsnecks. Don't punch Snack. And there's Ale.
And Ale gets a baby grand piano as well, as DM Stewart picks up a -1 ice sword, sadly not usable by any character at the moment.
Ale. You reset out of
Ale reset out of the tail, but he also reset out of the loop.
He knows where it is, though. He can get it easily on the way back.
Indeed, it's a quick box check on his way to the TNT turn-in if he wants to do the TNT turn-in.
Oh, I knew he wasn't keeping the tail. That's just empty. That's just empty inventory space.
Yep, does the reset out of that top as well. Doesn't want a menu to exit, and it's only 3,000 gold or so.
Yep. So our runners once again neck and neck, hand in hand. Oh boy, there's the useless rock for you.
That is a bait as bait can get.
Sure is. You have it, but you don't have anything useful for it. Because you remember, we don't have the Luffy dock on. There's no dock. You need the canoe to get the ship.
Riverboat ashore required.
Now, definite change in strategy here. Ale exiting out, tenting up to reset his encounter table to go back in on a bear encounter to see. I like this. Veteran move here. I would probably have done the exact same thing. And still ends up with the same encounter table as DM Stewart. So, oh well. We tried.
Yep.
Yeah, these
Still
unrunnables
doesn't have any sort of weapon on that thief on either side, so it's just swinging ineffectively with limp wrists.
Yeah, to be fair, why would you put a weapon on something that's probably going to end up, you know, eating some dirt after you find a good grind? Well, you know where the good grind is.
It is indeed Dan.
Ooh.
And there's a katana +5 and a falchion 4 to run while he's got it. There's the falchion being equipped, and the katana makes you think, I think that meat shield might actually stand up. And hey, that is a huge remembrance on DM Stewart. That black belt has the plus helm plus gauntlet bonus, so it can use the opal bracelet and the opal helm. That is a funky black belt.
Sure is. That black belt's got some... Oh, the infamous no music glitch. That's fun to see.
I thought you were going to comment on how Ale just realized he hadn't equipped the opal to anything.
Once again, though, our runners right neck and neck. I should say, just for our viewers, there are other racers running the race tonight. There are six racers, including the 2 on stream. So we will keep you apprised.
Ale in an encounter while DM's finding his other encounter going to the extra boxes, finds the arachnid pack, hoping to not see a Danny-esque arachnid pack, gets lit 2 off on those arachnids, doesn't kill all of them, but gets the runaway, so that's what counts.
Danny did not roll this. I rolled this. I did not take... Oh, there's the herb. I didn't... Now we're holding hands. I didn't take my my lessons from Danny. I came with my own style. Around the world, around the world, and around the world. Oh boy.
As I said, Danny-esque.
Oh, fair enough.
Spider-Pack. Did not say Danny or Danny Spider-Pack. I just said Danny-esque. And we have the fun run of Earth TFC with a cabin.
Lovely. This is where you really want warp, so you can just warp. Ooh, and unrunnable wizards. Yeah, they're both on the exact same encounter table.
Yep, hard reset going into the dungeon.
And Ale punches through first.
This is where you'll see a difference in the runner's skill. Yeah, you can get some luck on when you run, otherwise it's how fast you take encounters that you want to actually fight.
Ale showing off the NPC guillotine, everyone's favorite flag.
A flag built almost entirely for this floor on this dungeon.
Yes, I believe it was a legendary race where someone lost a lot of time here.
The old tradition of run your face into the bat until the bat moves out of the way. I mean, thankfully, that has been dealt with. Unfortunately, we still have no way of eliminating the Fanian linebackers.
Or Mohawk.
Mohawk man, the middle man in Provoca.
Yep, he's never fun. And some of the Corneria ones as well. Our tracker pointing out that people are looking for NPC guillotine and Mystic Quest randomizer, but you can just jump, so, you know. You can't jump in this game. Dragoons need not apply. Ooh, there's a ribbon!
Loose ribbon. That was loose because we did not get the incentive item chime. Also, Ale, remembering the helm equip option, now has the opal bracelet on the white mage and the opal helm on the black belt.
But you know what this means, right? There's one chest left. It's not here. It is the shop item.
That is hilarious.
It is, and that means, because it can't be the canoe, it has to be Oxyale or Chime.
Or the Oxy, or the Rod.
It could be the Rod. Oh, no, you said it, it has to be the Rod, it's Nosloto seed, it has to go that way.
No, it has. If it's going to be an item in the on-rack shop, it's going to be the Chime, which then leads to the Oxyale, which then leads to the Cube, which then leads to the Canoe.
No, the Canoe has to be buried deep in Earth behind the Rod in Sky. Let's make this real fun to watch.
Well, here it comes.
Yep, let's see what we got. And it's the Rod.
And it's 65,000 gold. That's a 4,000. That's 40,000 more gold than our runners have.
Okay, to be fair, I have done this myself more than once. I just hope...
Gotta buy a bunch of tent... Oh, just finds cabins, no houses.
To be fair, I've done this on one of my own seeds when I rolled in the winter tournament. I'm gonna tell you right now, the play is not to go to desert.
I think that's where Ale's going.
I know, but
unless he's gonna go to the northern dock and then go to Peninsula of Power, maybe?
Nope,
he's going
to the desert. Now, the thing is, he's doing the same thing that I did in my previous seed. He's gonna Dan off his party, gain his levels, while trying to make some money in the process. But, I will tell you this, stakes don't have pockets. And he doesn't... Ooh... Oh no! Oh no, the fun police. So, lower quadrant, out of the question.
Yeah, you do not want to deal with 4R Cleos. They are absurdly absorbent.
And they give nothing.
DM Stewart checking just to make sure. Is there a dock there near the desert?
The infamous Luffy dock is not turned on. I don't think he's joining us tonight, so I can say that.
I mean, we do have a dock at Cardia Isles, but we don't have the Cardia Treasure Hoard enabled, so not gonna find anything in those chests. Has 37 grand, gonna go ahead and pick up a bunch of houses and can start the grind. That's a
That was, but again, they're not. They don't carry money. He's looking
Yep.
for something like a sand. He's looking for sandworms, and he doesn't find it. So, well, let's sit back and relax and watch our runners try to make some money.
Yeah, and in fact, for a second I thought he was going to go to that lower dock, because if that's lower dock, it takes you to the Peninsula Power, which has some good gold capability.
No, I bet you he's gonna go back and look for EXPs.
EXPs or
Yep.
trolls.
No. Where is he going?
What good trap tiles can he get to without a key?
This is very interesting. I'm very curious to see what Ale does here. This is. Is he going to
DM is
Marsh?
not bothering. Could.
Turning in. No, he's turning in
Oh,
the herb.
herb.
He's looking for something to sell. He's hoping it's going to be the X-Cow.
That could be a good chunk
Nope,
of gold.
you're
Is
not-
the power bomb.
You're not selling that, Ale.
Heck, you can
But he
even
has the
equip it
katana
on
he
that
can sell.
black belt.
Oh, there's your money right there.
There you go. Katana for half its value, plus that ice sword, which rolled a lot of gold. There you go. Ale has achieved his goal.
But you know
You
what?
could not do that at on-rank because
That's
there
it.
is no weapon store.
That is the big kick in the teeth right there, is the fact that there is no weapon or armor store in Onrak. So to go and get it, he had to go and dock somewhere else to pay for it, to go and get the rod to go back to Earth. This isn't Oslodo seat. This is official.
Well, if there was any incentive to Dan the fighter or the ninja now or thief now, that not having the katana because you needed this, yeah, and DM's about to find it and go, what?
Yep.
That's expensive.
Yep. That's not max roll, but man, it is not far off. In FFR terms. To be fair, it's actually a lot off in regular cash terms. DM
I
Stewart
mean, that's one BMW for the cost of a BMW for what is essentially the shifter.
Yep. DN, meanwhile, showing off our improved clinics, costing 0, and he looks like he's going to try to take some fights outside of Onrak. The only problem with
It's
that...
a long grind on the walk.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's probably going to end up doing the same thing that Ale decided to do.
Yeah, the fastest place to get to from there is pretty much Elfland, so...
I could see FF1 using yen.
Yes, but this was also yen in the late 80s when Japan was under an economic boom.
Yeah. So, you're saying that the rod is inflated value. Oh
I
my.
mean, what would the equivalent if you were to yen to dollar, or yen at approximately 1 to 1, like 1 cent to 1 yen, so 100 yen equals $1, so 68,000. I'd still $6,800 or 68 or 680 bucks or something like that. It's pretty nice. And DM Stewart about to find some Arancleos.
I believe he's on a different... No, there it is, Fun Police. Now, I will say, Ale being a veteran, DM Stewart being one of our ducklings, DM Stewart's doing the exact same thing that Ale has done. These are all moves that the veterans will use. Now, the difference being that that stake is not worth any money. I've done this grind. It's painful. And remember, your shard count is what increases your money and your experience, so...
3 shards is not enough to improve the game.
No, not at all. Meanwhile, Ale is now back where he was about 5 minutes ago. But now, with a rod. Yeah, like you're only seeing, you know, 1,000, almost 1,100 experience and no money. And that's and there's TNT. And those are unrunnable Ankylos, and you don't want to fight it Ankleos at all. Zeus, Spunk, Bro Ring. Good items.
Good items, but not more progression. We're hoping to find Oxy, Chime, Key. That's basically what we're hoping to find, or Canoe, of course. But Canoe's not going to be in Earth. It's going to be in Sky.
No. Well, remember, there's only 3 boxes left to check. And it must be something. do it. Meanwhile, going up to check the upper quad. Unfortunately, even blue stake is not going to get you a lot of cash.
And blue stake, unless it rolls very low, is not going to be something you can deal with a falchion-equipped thief, a non-leveled up black belt, and
there it
a
is.
couple casters. There's blue stake. Let's see what happens.
I'm thinking not good. Yep, well, I mean, it did Dan your thief. Congratulations. If you didn't want it, it's not there anymore. Unfortunately, it's coming for your black belt next. Ah, it's the canoe. Womp womp. Alright, Ale can get this guy. Alright, the world is Ale's oyster. Assuming Lich doesn't do not Lich things?
And DM Stewart resets out because the black belt died, leaving the black mage.
Yep, unfortunately, the desert is great for an XP grind for a black belt in the 20s. Cash-wise, useless. DM looks like
DM Stewart is going south. Power, yep. Peninsula, power.
So, we call the T-Rose blue stake. The T-Rexes are blue stake and the T-Rose are red stake. And there's actually a fun flag in the randomizer that changes them into stakes.
We still don't have a reskinned wyvern as chicken wings, though, which saddens me.
We don't. Meanwhile, there was a Lich. Just to let you know. So yeah, I cannot remember. I believe the reason they're called stakes was because we have sandworms, which are sand W's. So they were sandwiches. So it became sandwiches, steak, and wings.
So Ale turns in translates the slab as he leaves the Melman continent. DM Stewart just lost to some Lit 3 equipped zombies.
Oh, that's fun. Not really.
Yeah, the Peninsula Power, for those who don't know, that is this top 2 encounter tiles on this peninsula that are actually in the encounter region outside of Lefane. So this wolf pack,
that's what he wants to see.
This is not something you normally encounter.
And at half an hour in, we're in the air! And probably
faster than expected.
Very much so. And going for the bottle turn-in right away. What you looking for, Ale? Probably the ruse stick.
Ruse stick and or the incentive ribbon.
Yeah. There's the incentive ribbon. He's got 2.
Both casters now have protection.
And he's probably gonna go check. Yep. He's gonna go check the Lefanians.
I do believe we do not have the Lefanian Superstore on with these flags, so buying extra magic if he hasn't already got it, and he's pre-promotion, so he can't get access to everything. Well, we'll shall see.
No, the Superstore is not on. And our tracker pointing out, he hasn't got back to grab the instrument yet.
Well, hopefully he also hasn't turned in that TNT, so he's not bothering until he has to.
True. Taking some fights with that Zombie that you said has lit. Doesn't matter, makes it through. Alright, let's go see what the Lefanish have. If it's the X-Cal, he's gonna be womp womp.
DM Stewart losing 2 party members. Yeah.
Womp womp. There's the X-Cal. DM lost the members she didn't want to lose. We going for an ice dive?
Hand has 2 charges. Yeah, this is ice dive for Ale. He has access to the eye tile. I'm kind of shocked he's not going to the volcano tiles, because then you can easily Dan your party in the lava tiles directly outside the Agamos.
Yeah.
But the eye tile is still totally doable.
But the eye tile also has a risk. Unless he leaves his white mage up. But then he's splitting his XP. The difference is that eye tile, when you finish and you drop down, I have seen in the winter tournament, runners do this, drop down, and then put a nasty pack below that just destroyed them. Because that is an undead pack on that trap tile.
Yeah, Whereas if you were in the Agma floor on the Agma grind, you can go up and down between the two encounter tiles, both no encounters off step, so you only ever encounter the Agmas, plus you're easily able to run straight down to carry and either get the kill on carry or take advantage of the lava tiles to make a fairly fast beat up. Oh, DM start realizing I've only got 39 grand. I can't keep this up. This is not fast enough.
Yeah,
it's moving elsewhere.
Question in chat, which Giga did answer. No, they did get to pick their own priorities, but Ale re-rolled his when he realized that exit was white blocked. So he dropped his. They both went with Thief, Black Belt, and a Black Mage. Ale took a Red Mage, and DM took a White Mage, but Ale re-rolled and removed his Red Mage, picking up the White Mage. So White Mage power.
The big incentive on this, the reason they went with that Thief, plus 10 luck, plus protection from time, death, and lightning. And then the Black Belt had plus helm and gauntlet equipment, and plus 20 hit percent.
Do you see where
DM is promoting because he has the Katana plus 5.
Looks like he is abandoning the Black Belt grind.
He still needs the gold, though, because the progression is that rod. So...
No, he wasn't. He was checking to see if Bahamut's Horde was turned on. It is not.
Now the question is...
How much money does he have?
He has 39 grand and it's 60 plus. And he can't sell any weapons here, and he's going to try and grind outside.
See, if he had the canoe, he could at least look for nachos.
Well, if he had the canoe, he'd be in the sky.
True.
So, sadly, DM is not making the sales play, which we know is the fastest choice.
And
but it is a hard choice to make.
It's not if you're committing to the Black Belt. If you're committing to the Black Belt, it's not a hard play at all, because you know it doesn't matter. The Thief is just there as cannon fodder. Now, one thing I will say, though, the shard count is still very low.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of gold. I think Ale, if anything, has one more shard, and that's just because he didn't reset out. Hey, there's another stone in this case.
2 stones.
For him, another 2.
Which is good. He needs them for his XP boost.
Honestly, I don't think Ale bothers taking the eye grind at this point. He might take one fight, and he's just going to leave. Because there's the key. That's access. That's just shards and go mode at this point. Because we know where the loot is, or Baby Grand Piano. But yeah, I don't think he's going to take the eye grind. I think he's just going to go loot Volcano, try and find more shards, and then go from there.
This is also not a thin eye. That took 2 full rounds. Nope, he's gone. And we see he has 6 exactly. So he's not at a break point yet for orbs. Yep, time to go check some luck.
Loot Canaria lock. Got 6 chests here. Then he's got the potential to go Toph locked for 3 more. And then, of course, right to Dwarves, where you've got the Dwarven Armory, as well as the turn-ins for the TNT and Adamant.
Yeah, at this point, he's desperately looking for something that can get him into Sky and all the chests in there, I imagine. Because he still needs quite a lot of shards.
And yes, he is going to Toph lock.
As expected.
I am actually going to the worst hotel in the game and getting body blocked by a non-guillotinable NPC.
Yep, it's Dr. Un's brother. He says different things after you talk to Dr. Un in Melmond. So he cannot be guillotined.
That's interesting.
Yep.
How is that possible? Because you can't get to Onrak in the vanilla game without having talked to Dr. Oh wait, no.
No.
I'm wrong.
You can. You just can't get in.
You get.
Yeah, can't get to Mirage without talking to Un. Because you can't get the chime until you talk to them. Where's the cube? I can't remember. Ooh, yeah, there's the last ribbon.
That's huge. That's a ribbon for all your Cardi members, including the black belt, until it's up to up level.
Yeah, that's a big get. Ale swimming in ice. He's coming back for his baby Grant. Once again, opening the wrong box first.
Hey, more gold, more. But hey, there you go. Play it out. Get the Horador.
Ale.
Thank you, Ale.
Ale.
Liberating the Horador from his one-word hell. I swear, the Horador is the Hodor of Final Fantasy. Hodor before Hodor was a thing. He is constantly aware of his perpetual end of life.
He's happy about it.
Free him from the time loop.
He's happy about it. But did you see what Ale found? He got his rune stick. That's what he was looking for.
And hey, there's that box of all the gold that he wishes he had before he sold the katana and the ice sword.
Nemo gonna take a little pit stop here. He knows.
3 more chests.
No, he doesn't know what Astos has.
Well, he's gonna get a lawn dart to chuck out of the sky, or out of the sky 3, or off the Bridge of Destiny.
Hey, you can't do that. If you do that, it could hurt somebody down below. Don't throw things out of Sky Palace. It's dangerous. It's not a penny, it's a sword.
Look, if Sephiroth can use a sword and impale a marsh serpent, how about I just drop a sword to have it impale a T-Rex? Or a T-Rex?
I did. No. No, he doesn't have what he needs just yet. He's getting there with cash. Slowly. There's the Oxyale.
That's 4 shards available, plus all the chests you can find on mermaids and everywhere else in Marsh, so Ale could totally just go. He's going to go Volcano now.
No, he's going to check.
I assume.
No, he's going to check the Elfland Treasury first. It's free.
Final of the locked chests. That isn't TFC, the one chest that should never have been locked, but was locked just because rando.
Nope. There's one set you're missing. Marsh locked is still available.
Ooh,
now,
3 chests at the bottom of Marsh.
To be fair, at this point, I believe Ale has 10 shards? Uh-oh. Yeah, DM, get out of there. You don't want to fight that. No, he's going to go to Volcano, parking in the good spot.
That spot is directly where you will teleport out after beating Carrie and walking out to the teleporter, so it is the fastest takeaway. But yeah, Ale doesn't need to kill all the fiends, he just needs to get to the shards. So if Volcano and C are shard thick, that's 6 shards, 2 for the to carry, 4 for Kraken, and then enough shards in chests, he could be in full go.
He could. But DM, it's right there, man. Sell it. He's got 53. He's got enough. So DM is now.
No, he doesn't. It's 64.
Did it roll full? I thought it was 46.
It's 64.
Oh dear.
That's why having 70 plus out of selling the katana and the ice sword
was necessary.
Was what Ale needed.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, Thunder. There's the Odd Eye Thunders again.
Unfortunately, this is not the Thundercats. This is not of boosting the power of the sword.
No, this isn't
with
good.
Every cast.
It hurts. But he's got charges of life too. He's okay. Okay, so far Ale has found two shards, or in his case, stones, out of Volcano. Great axe.
More opal gear, that time not equipable.
Yeah, that's kind of useless opal gear. XP. Sun Sword plus 2 is not helpful at all at this point. Opal. Again.
Both opal shields. That's just sad. Hey, there's 2 whole shard left. That's 12. That's a lot more than the 3 or 4 he had a few minutes ago. That should help quite a bit when it comes to the grind, because he's only a few floors away from the Agma tiles.
He sure is. Now, that's assuming the Agamas don't roll nasty.
This is true. We could see some Agma tiles that have Agamas that are insta-death magic.
Glance, Quad X, Stone Poison. Now, he does have a ribbon. He can put it on the black belt.
He has 3.
He does. None of them on the black belt, I don't think, though.
Yes, the black belt normally the one where you don't put it on, but
yeah,
remembering to heal up after all those spike tiles.
Oh, good. Dragon armor.
Yeah.
Awesome. Totally
Rolled up to 4.
Okay, so he's got another shard, so he's up to 13.
And here's what Ale needs to do. He needs to take the Vorpal, and then take an entire suit of armor, drop them out of Sky, so that when he leaves Sky, he can wave to a blue D that or blue stake that happens to have a Vorpal through its skull, because it always goes for the head, and a full set of armor on it.
Well, no. See, the thing is, it could go through the skull, but it's up to the Vorpal, which means there's a chance it's just gonna, like, land hilt first and just bounce. Defense sword.
Defense sword. That's Roost Stick and Defense Sword. That's high evasion for the ninja for dodge power.
And Pro Ring.
And the Pro Ring for instant death protection.
Good for Quad X, because Quad X is death. Oh look, more money.
Stewart about $7 grand short and going for more grinds as Ale gets, as you noted, a whole lot more money.
Well, he's got his party pretty weakened. Yeah, there he goes, full curing up his punch cannon.
And shifting his gear around for optimal protection.
You need that ribbon, bud. There you go. Yeah, now his punch cannon is on, and he's de-equipping everything else. Yep, he's preparing for whatever this Agam... Oh, and it's unrunnable! It's actually helpful. Wow.
Helpful if it goes for the right targets.
This Agama is
and then starts swinging.
It's 104. Oh, he's down to black. Okay, he's doing... This Agama's behaving. This Agama behaved very well. Alright.
Now, will that opal gear really make the difference? Yeah, oh my god, it is. This Agama is not hitting at the heart at all when you have enough absorb equipped, but this is still a very low-level black belt. We're not hitting for a large number of hits.
And this Agama's not thin. But that's going to change real quick.
I am honestly shocked Ale went straight down and didn't do a preliminary heal up because as you see, if it gets crits, this Agama could still hit right through that absorb.
But the Roost comes out.
Roost Stick as protection.
But it's not going to stop. Okay, 1 damage is fine. We can deal with that, but it won't deal with crits. Ale's running that fine line. I like it though. I like the risk.
And gets away with it. He goes from 13 all the way to 50, and that's 2 levels right there. And he has 99 pots, so this is a grind that's going to get going. I'd say 5 minutes from now, Ale was going to be one-shotting carry.
Yep. Meanwhile, back on DM Stewart's side, we're fighting Gurpedes, trying to look for some cash and some income. So this now becomes the question. If you're in DM Stewart's shoes, and you know you spent a lot of time getting money together for this, but you still have the katana, do you run over and promote right now and say nuts to the black belt because you know your grind's going to take too long? Or do you just continue on with what you're doing?
I honestly would think about it. Like, yeah, the black belt is nice, but you have fast already. You're going to get a Roost Stick. We know where the defense sword is. He doesn't know. But he would totally make the katana work.
He'll get the defense roll because he's gonna have to clear through most of Volcano anyways. So I don't know, I think I would actually, in his case, I would think the same thing. I think I would think a lot of time has been burned off. I really need to shift gears.
Yeah, a level 15 or something, the ninja with the katana +5 is going to do way more than a similar leveled black belt. We're going to see this black belt for Ale come online hard here once it gets above. There you go, you got 6 hits.
Oof.
Now it's going to 1 or 2 shot this Agama, and with the plus 20% hit, that's going to get it online much faster. There you go.
Yeah, his break point would normally be 32, but I believe at 20% it's going to be 28? So that's significant. But don't quote me on that, I'm not doing math on stream. I learned my lesson about that a long time ago.
Estimation, adaptation. Just numbers that are approximate enough is what matters.
Exactly. I'm giving a rough estimate here, but that punch cannon is now starting to slowly come online. It's at some point he's going to de-equip most of the stuff from it too, and just run with it naked, because naked black belt, pretty dodgy and pretty tanky.
Simply put, the naked black belt is Satama. You will see Saitama take the giant fireball that Genos uses to wipe out all the mosquitoes and just be there naked, no damage to himself, just all his clothes gone. That's what happens with the black belt. It becomes Saitama. It becomes normal or consecutive normal punches.
I believe, if the game hasn't lied to me, your absorb is equal to your level as a black belt. With no...
And it only gains that when you are black belt. If you promote to the master, it loses that absorb gain.
It does? I know it loses...
I thought it would lost it. I knew it lost. It reduces MDef gain by 2.
Oh, yes.
But I thought it also stopped gaining absorb at that same similarly high rate.
Of that I am not certain. I know that losing the MDef is the real negative to promoting to the master. We don't know why it does that, but the randomizer gives you a higher amount of MDef. I believe it's 4 for a black belt and 1 for a master, or 2. It's real low. We're to this
Ale's black belt at 26, and there you go. 26 was the break point, not 28.
Wow. Yeah, I was close.
But that's, yeah, 8 hits. This is 1 touch. Bye-bye Agama. Grind accelerates even faster than before.
This is...
Meanwhile, DM Stewart's still thousands of gold away from getting his rod just to clear Earth.
Yeah, these are 2 grinds for 2 separate reasons. One to become Punch Can, and one to get enough money to afford as you said, a shift rod. Oh look, our black belt's gained so much health he's on 1 knee without getting hurt.
124 hit points is totally justifiably taking a knee for a rest. 523 max though, gonna bring right up to there. I doubt he is gonna have to heal up until he goes and kills Carrie.
Assuming he does and just doesn't go disrespect Carrie. So, if you're AL, do you take it all the way?
At this point, I would say yes. At least go for that 10 hit because you want the ability to just drive through the game at this point.
Well, he's a black belt with a plus 20 hit percent. Once you're done, it's over. Like this is easy mode activated.
There's one consideration though. This isn't a normal flag. This isn't to just you level up and you go punch fiends to death. This is a level up, but you still have to check boxes. So
Absolutely.
Not going all the way is reasonable because you're gonna be forced to take battles as you go check all those boxes. You will end up getting that max out level, those max out levels.
Not to mention the fact that if you put that black belt in front, many a thing is going to run away from you. They will morale break and run.
Indeed, we don't have the morale break that you saw in some other RPGs where if an enemy is afraid of you, it just instantly wins the battle for you.
Yep.
That's one of those things that Mother 2 or Earthbound on the SNES had. But we do have enemies that will just say, I'm afraid of you, including, funny enough, the blue stakes. They are a bit scaredy cat.
Yep. The only things that won't are things like fiends. A lot of undead won't do it. Some will. Most don't.
Interesting fact, and you can check out the Axemen's task for this, it is technically possible in the vanilla game to use the fear magic spell, white magic, to force chaos to run away to win the game.
Yep.
It is a task. It is a task that was pulled off. It is a very fun run.
Yeah, it has happened to the randomizer before. Some runners have done it, but it's a very long slog to do. Exfer is your friend.
Exfer removes resistances.
I love it. I've used it many times. I have muted chaos with it. It is fun. Meanwhile, back to the grinds. AL up to 35. DM just taking on Gurpedes. Now, I am curious about something. We saw AO use a Lit 1 cast to do a lot of damage, While DM is using Lit 3 on single target. He has enough for the rod! We're done! And so is Ale. Wow, look at your timing here. This is... You couldn't have synced this up better.
Unfortunately, with an advantage of 9 shards over over DM Stewart, plus the fully equipped and active black belt.
Yep. Ale is, at this point, in the driver's seat. It would not surprise me if he does the disrespect to carry.
And DM is not making the play you were thinking, or sneaking on.
Well...
He is going to go straight towards Earth, and understandably so.
How many shards is he missing? He is missing, I believe he has 13 or 14 out of 28.
He has 12.
Does he? I think more than that. No, I saw one on the
13.
bottom row.
You're correct, 13.
He's got 13, so yeah, he's missing... yep, carries down in one shot. Not anymore, now he's got 15. So 15 out of 28 is what he's got.
Yep, with 4 more guaranteed available in the on-rack dungeon that is the waterfall, or ice cave, I should say. He also has access to waterfall.
Yep, he will still be opening
ice
boxes.
cave, I mean,
for sure.
I meant the water dungeon.
There you go. Sea Shrine.
Temple. Sea Shrine.
Yeah, he's gonna still be popping.
Sorry, I got Zelda chucked into my brain all of a sudden. It's just mixing with Final Fantasy.
It happens. No, he's definitely gonna be popping boxes for a little bit.
Ale remembering to re-equip all of his gear across his now revived party members. And gonna go ahead and pick up some stocks. So maybe there was some ribbon or some pro rings in here.
No, he's definitely looking for armor. Yeah, he's got 3 ribbons. He doesn't need anything else. Gold. Looking for gold plus 1.
There you go.
So don't blame him. They're really... It's second best you can get at this point for casters.
Yep, you've got the opal that was free, which, interesting, he still has the opal gear on his black belt. He has not stripped the protective equipment off the black belt.
Meanwhile, we're going to take a nice little airship ride. Ah, he's checking the Cardias for extra shards. Very good play here.
Yeah, these are relatively chest-dense islands. At least this one is.
Free. Look, there's nothing that's going to kill you.
0 encounters.
Well, there might be something that'll kill you
here.
Shouldn't say that.
So we're on the same page. It could be the Xbox with a Masa.
I hear the Ale's more of a PlayStation guy.
You know, I really did like the song My Console by Eiffel 65.
Well, even if he sees it, he might take it for levels. Thorhammer.
This is very true. His black belt is totally active. It can do probably 1 or 2 shot on the robot chicken, and that would be a huge chunk of EXP onto his other party members that were downed all this time. In fact, DM Stewart's casters are at a higher level than Ale's are.
He took a lot of grind fights to get that cash flow. Now, the bad news for Ale, no shards found there. So, I'm thinking we're going to see a dive into the mermaid side.
You know you're just cheering in your head. It will get louder and louder the further it goes in.
Oh, I know. No question in my mind about that. No question. We all know, as a valued member of the Bubbles Soda Co., I will always and forever go for the carbonation.
Ale's got the black belt out. There you go. DM Stewart finding the canoe finally in that third to last chest in Earth.
Ooh.
Finally going to be able to get out and get the airship. Meanwhile, vanilla unrunnable with Sahag pack.
But you'll notice the first Sahag said, "You know what? I want nothing to do with this. This looks painful."
That sure doesn't look like a human. That looks like a one of them shrimp with that giant claw, what makes the cavitation so they shoot compressed air at the enemy.
That would be a pistol shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a pistol shrimp would be better than this black belt, which it's oblivion. You see it, you're dead. Oh look, a speed bump. Look,
Of what now?
that's
This is...
it's still there. I don't expect it will be for much longer. He definitely fast at that black belt, because there's no way he's getting 10 hits at that level.
Yeah, unless that was 4,000 instead of 40.
No. So, DM
Stewart,
lighting.
2 shards lit.
Yep, he's got his Earth Orb lit up. It's good.
Checking the magic, probably hoping to find Warp or Life 1. I guess that's all that's really left. Black shirt found, not going to care for Ale. Doesn't want to bother promoting, so we'll never be able to use that as a piece of armor.
No, we could. Remember, Black Mage does equip shirt by default, according to the Blue Sings. But he's still up to be behind. Up. Find another stone. Yeah, he could take it, but there's no point. He's got. How did it roll? I didn't see.
It was plus. I think it was +2 or so.
It is protection against time, but he has ribbons, so pointless. And DM Stewart at 59.59 is in the air.
Sub-hour in the air in these flags is actually not unbelievable.
Oh, look! He found a chime. Which I find to be a bit sad, because that means he might not go see Bubbles.
This is true. He could opt out of the Bubbles dive and go for the very chest-rich Mirage 1-2 play.
I hope he doesn't. Razor, I agree. When tournament flags are painful, I helped craft the things, and I never want to see them again. Let's be totally fair.
He also rolled more of them than anyone else.
Who?
You.
No.
At least for the participants.
No. Caleb ran more winter tournament flags than I ever would.
No, not individuals running them for practice. You, for the tournament, rolled more seeds than any individual.
Rolled them. Yes, I did roll a lot of seeds. I didn't roll them. I didn't roll the epic one, so that was still. I tip my hat once again to the Danny for rolling the epic ones, like the ultimate chaos of pain.
We have to give we have to properly provide proper attribution to those involved.
Absolutely. My flags were all with this kind of thing. Run around in circles and do your own thing. So, Ale, come to everyone's least favorite round 2 fiend and people's secondary fiend.
I'm gonna assume this is a punch wait.
Unless he fasts. Yes, it's gonna hurt. Yep. 1704 for 11 hits. That's a dead Kraken and another Orblet. 4 shards found.
You have 8 arms, while I have 2 arms that travel way faster.
Aw, Ale. Ale. Yes, bud. There you go. Get on in there. Get on in there. Excellent.
You know Ale enjoys a bit of carbonation.
Everyone should. Meanwhile, DM Stewart found himself some white Ds, which are not being... Okay, his punch cannon's not doing too bad, actually. Have you seen what level it is? Because it did some damage there. It was 300 hit. And he doesn't have a hurt all flag on. Oh. You see what I see?
DM Stewart's thinking of going for the high tile grind and using this, or is he going to take blue Ds?
No, it would be, in this case, Frosties or White Ds.
Or Frosties, yes.
Still, though, those shards, though. Only 5? It's not a huge XP boost. It's going to be a long grind. But again, I don't hate it. A wise runner once told me, you take the grind that you find. You don't search for a better one.
Ale's party at level 15, except for the black belt.
Which is deadly.
Gonna check TFC. We got TFC North, had nothing.
Uh-oh. Oh, good. I just realized what those Frost Wolves actually have on them. They have Stone Touch.
I mean, that's actually not a bad thing for DM Stewart as long as he got away from it and had some soft. Because if you stone the party member, like stone your white mage, the white mage doesn't get the experience, and then he can soft the white mage and use exit to get out. That could actually be incredibly handy.
Yes. Yeah, the chest that Ale found the key and immediately noped out of this place. He did one shot and then left. Alright, Ale, meanwhile, he's in Mermaids. Come on, buddy. You know you want to help me. Help the company. He's gonna check the fire chest. Oh!
Oh god, the eye has crack.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Ale made the right play there. That was not a grind you want to take. Wow, that eye is more dangerous. Okay. Alright, he's out of the way. Now, if he has the ribbon, he'll be safe.
He does indeed, and it is equipped to the black belt.
Very good. Meanwhile, more importantly, Ale, she's right there. The Bubble Soda Co. would like to thank Ale for helping to keep the world refreshed. Bubble Soda Co. now coming soon to a store near you, now in Garland Grape. Meanwhile,
the highest shard density there looks
Yeah.
like 18. Nope, 17 shards.
Yep, he's going to check. Okay, he's going to check Waterfall. Interesting. Yeah, he is.
Wait, was that 17 or was that 20?
No, he only needs 5 shards. He doesn't need that many.
Okie dokie.
Question in chat: does Bubble Soda Co. deal in root beer? I believe we do. We have lots of flavors. I know Saracen's favorite is the orange cream soda flavor. Said it takes the fishiness out of it. Fortunately, I don't think he's around tonight. Meanwhile, I'll find an old Gas D. Goodbye. 16 across the board for everybody else.
At this point, those levels are just more life absorption or damage absorption capacity for his party members that aren't the black belt.
Well, DM is having a fun time on the eye, who just keeps using crack and is not getting any results. Now the eye, he's gonna have a bit of an easier time killing it just because he's higher level than Ale was when he started his grind. But the time is just ticking.
Yeah, the eye is thinner. It looks like just a bit thinner than the Agma was, but this Agma also has off-tiling counters.
Correct, and Razor point out in chat as well, less,
So we were talking earlier about the Masa possibly being on the king or the princess, which we did see during the tournament. That was a Masa on the robot.
Sure was. Question chat, is there an X
+3.
Is there an XY shard track counter somewhere? Unfortunately not. It's one of the few things we actually don't have for our tracking at this point. It's a shard tracker. So we have to try to catch sneak peeks whenever they get into the menu. I believe Ale is 4 away, so he might just... No? Okay, he's not going to. Well,
He doesn't have the cube, so he can't beeline to Tia.
Well, we know it's here somewhere. Well... No, it could be in one other place, but he's not going there.
We are not going to Marsh Bottom.
Not what I was thinking of.
Ordeals?
That's the big one. The plate that I think I have seen maybe 1 or 2 Winter Tournament flags where Ordeals was required. So Ale needs 2 shards. Now, one thing Ale does know, he actually needs 1. Because he knows the sages have it. Because remember, he went there and checked and they had a single shard and he got out of there.
I'm gonna imagine he's not gonna bother if he finds 2 shards here.
No, if he finds 1 though, that's where he's at.
If he finds 1 and just exits out, then yeah, that's easy.
Where's your 1 point out again? Ordeals playing Winter Tournament, not fun? No, it isn't. No, it is not. Until it's required. There's 1. Is it wrong that I don't want him to find it so he has to go back to the sages? Ah,
No, but yeah.
oh well.
Ale and full go mode at 108.40.
Indeed, he is ready to rock and ruin. And I do mean ruin. This is going to be a Topher that's probably not going to present too much of a challenge. With the only notable exception if Kraken decides that Black Belt looks fun. And just beats them to submission. So 109.06, Ale is in. Which for Winter Tournament flag is about average.
There were very, very few sub-hour. In fact, you could count them on a single hand how many actual races in the tournament ran sub-hour.
Yeah, these flags were definitely not meant for sub-hour runs. Meanwhile, that Masa is not doing much on those Wisp Vampires. The punching, however, that does a lot of damage.
Blunt force trauma to the vampire.
Pain is all I can call it. Pain. Oh no, an ambushing badman party. Oh. This is quite possibly the worst thing to see in Topher.
Well, at least they're not vanilla.
When they have nuke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen. In the randomizer. It's not pleasant.
If anyone experienced nuclear arachnids, then you now know where the nuclear comes from in the monster pool.
Wow, another completely unrunnable pack.
Good experience. The metal slimes are a really great pack to find for grind, but this is just a aggravating encounter that Ale's gonna have to make his way through.
Now, I've noticed something on Ale's side that I haven't noticed until now. He named his white mage Y. Well, the answer to that is simple. Exit. That is the only reason he took a white mage. Exit. Meanwhile, DM looks like he's done with his grind. Let's check out what level he's at. Hey, it's Jim! It's Jamera! Bye, Jamera! Oh, no, sorry, he took an off... There. Exactly what you said, Fabian. He took an off-step encounter.
Yep. The risks in taking the eye grind are there.
Now, it
is good experience. He's actually getting 6,100 experience or so each fight, which is pretty close to the 66 that Ale was getting with far more shards. So...
Hey, Fabian.
It's not turning out too bad for him.
Hey,
what? I think there's a thing,
it's
but
gone.
it's gone.
It's gone. It's totally gone. It's not there anymore.
Well, the first thing is done. Now we're on to the second, third, and fourth thing, and the second thing's usually a little more...
with a punch cannon, I don't... Carry doesn't bother me. Kraken bothers me, punch cannon or not.
And of course, those dragon scales on Tia can be very absorbing, so...
Yeah, Kraken is the only fiend in Topher that really scares me. Uh-oh, Fast got off first. This thing is dead. Goodbye, Carrie. Yep, done. And we have no Quad X either.
Live punch faster.
No Quad X, so there's no cheeky Quad X play. Don't worry, Lich has his own sub-flag set of Lich's Revenge that takes our runners on a fun trip through Lich's Nightmare. Still available for play now. FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Alright, we're about to get to a Kraken. Thank you, Fabian. Alright, here's Kraken. So we're gonna fight, wait, fast, fight. Oh, come on. Oh no, Kraken's... Oh, the white mage is gone! One shot out of there. And the Kraken still stands. Kraken doesn't stand anymore. Well...
Kraken doing Kraken things.
Everyone will tell you that it's only, what, a 15% chance that a fiend hits the third slot? Or 12%? It's not necessarily a lie, but it certainly doesn't seem like that.
Even though we have the code to verify its 12.2 or 12.5% chance of hit,
I have read it.
It is more than 12.5% chance of hit.
Meanwhile, goodbye to you. He
At
did
this
have Quad
point,
X,
I
but...
believe man mode.
Well, here we go. Ale just taking a beeline into Chaos. This isn't gonna end well for poor Chaos.
Poor decay.
Let's see what we got here.
Power bonking.
Power. Ale. Don't need that. It's just dead. 1550 on one attack. Yeah, Chaos is gone. Oh wow, Chaos surviving, but not doing anything. And that is it.
Ale finishing first on stream and first overall with a race time GG time of 1 hour 17:07. GG's in chat.
GG's out for Ale, the winner tonight. That was a really... a black belt seed on winter tournament flags, very rare. I gotta say.
Yeah, at least one person in the race room has said, and I quote, "This seed can die in a fire."
And we are joined in the room by our first place finisher on stream and first place winner overall, Ale. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Hey, Oz. How you guys doing?
Doing all right, buddy. So, you saw the black belt and you went for it, I see.
Yeah, so I decided to let FFR bot decide my fate tonight. So I did a coin flip. I said heads was fighter, tails was black belt. It threw tails, and I said, okay, well, I can't let the bot down. So, yeah, went with a black belt.
You did. I think you did the right. I think you made the right play.
I did chuckle at being given the katana +5 and then saying, hey, so about that cash you need to buy this max price rod.
And it's funny you should mention that because you and DM Stewart were neck and neck through most of the entire siege. You diverged a couple of times. You went, he went Marsh first. You went over to go see Sarda. But you wound up at the same place at the same time and both coming to the realization that, it has to be a shop item. The difference is, and you both decided to go to the, one sec here.
I broke your crop, I'm sorry.
You did break my crop, it's alright. Easy fix.
It's a small side effect depending on how the OBS is set up.
Yeah.
How it catches what's on stream when a stream being rebroadcast disappears, unfortunately.
No problem.
But hey, our restreamer, Ozlotto, thank you much for double doing duty.
No.
Gigsing it up real quick.
So yeah, this comes back to the whole thing. So the big difference between the two of you both went to the desert, which, from experience, never a good play when you're looking for cash.
I did appreciate the irony.
Yeah, of grinding in the desert looking for cash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And finding that your first encounter was a group of RN Kylos.
Yeah, in what I think in both the bottom right and top right, that we had a regular Kylo top left, and it was like a solo stake in the bottom left, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna go do the silly play and see how much this sword sells for.
Well, you did that. DM Stewart did the exact same thing. He ended up in the desert. The difference is he stuck around a lot longer and then decided to go grind out outside of Onrak and Peninsula Power.
Yeah, so Peninsula Power was my backup. So I knew I'd reset out of the Vorpal early, and I was kind of kicking myself. I was like, I could have, had the Vorpal sold for max. I could have kept the Katana. Could have just promoted, didn't have to grind, could have just let the Thief kind of do his thing with the Katana +5. And then, as it turns out, Katana was max price, and then I went back to check the Vorpal later just for grins and giggles. That's why I picked it back up from the Crown. And it only sold for 10 grand. I'm like, okay, well, this was the proper play. But, had either of the weapons not sold for anything, going up to the little Peninsula Power was going to be where I was going to go and sit at for a little while.
To be fair, I did kind of wonder why you went back and grabbed the Vorpal. It's like, he knows what it is, and he's not going to use it. He's just not. Once you sold the Katana, it's like, he's not promoting. He's just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Now,
it was purely out of, curiosity's sake. Like, well, how much did it actually sell for? Oh, a pittance. Never mind.
So there was no question in your mind it was black belt all the way?
I mean, after selling the katana, I was like, okay, if we find the second one, maybe. And then not seeing the Masa +3 until doing Waterfall, which was already after the grind, I was like, yeah, there's... You know, I know it's Shard Hunt, but at the same time, like, at that point, like, I still hadn't seen Cube. I still have no idea where it is. It's either Martial Locked or deals with that one box in Mirage 2 I didn't check. So I'm like, I'm not guaranteed to get the Cube, so at my point, I'm just like, you know what? I brought the black belt because FFR bot told me to. It has extra hit. I'm just gonna leverage that, and we're gonna go and punch things.
Also noticed that you did a reroll. You saw exit and was like, time for the white.
So I really like having exit warp in any kind of shard hunt, just because it lets you out of dungeons quicker. And especially in Winter Tournament, it feels like you can end up having to double dive dungeons, as we saw tonight with, like, probably not necessarily needing to double dive Earth, but it definitely turned out that way. But just the ability to get out of the dungeons quicker just saves you so much time, and you're already opening every box. So when I saw kind of like, black magic, like, you know, cake and lit 1 was your best thing. White magic at level 1 with really was just exit. I'm like, you know what? The red mage won't do it for me. I'm just going to grab the exit because that'll save more time than having an extra cake caster will.
Totally fair. Totally fair. We noticed you named your white mage. Why? I believe the answer was simple. Exit.
Y is like my go-to white mage name because it's like it's one of the FF14 memes. It's like the Y mage. Like, why are you doing this? Like, come on now.
I should note that DM Stewart has promoted, but does have a 46 black belt with or master at this point, which is gonna make quick work of everything.
Yeah, I was mulling over grinding until I got the 12th hit, but I figured, you know what? I think we're okay with 10.
Yeah, nothing stood in your way at all after that point, to be fair.
Especially
yeah, I mean,
when you were able to get the fast off before swing repetitively against Spinal Fiends.
Yep, you got...
Yeah, I was going to say, I had some ridiculous fast luck.
You had great
like, watching, like, I think Carrie, Kraken, and Tiamat all had fast land first, and I was like, okay, well, this is never going to happen again.
Yep, and then Chaos didn't last more than 3 rounds. It was just game over.
Yeah, I figured I'd power bonk for the grins and giggles. I'm like, look, if I took the time to get it, I might as well use it once. So I just like, you know, I'll hold it for Chaos, and then we'll let the boxing match start.
Yeah. So, looking at Ian Stewart... Oh, no. He didn't go back to Northwest Castle. He's still looking for the Oxyale. He's not going to find it in Waterfall.
Oof.
And the chime is in C, so... This is going to be one of those moments where you start searching.
I wonder if he'll go ordeals before he goes back to Northwest.
Oh, I hope not.
I can't say this without nonsense. He is definitely still in the race, but that quote earlier, "This seed can die in a fire in the race room," is something that he wrote.
It is. Yes. I will say we do have a second finisher.
He's not out of it.
We do have a second finisher. Windfox 407 finishing at a time of 1:29.58 for second place. We still have...
Excellent. Yeah, this...
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
No, I'm interviewing you. You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's a great time for this seed because it had several roadblocks that you don't typically see, like even in the Winter Tournament. Like they were typically very linear. Like, you know, the thing that came out of Winter Tournament was you find the one item, it's going to tell you where your next item is going to be at, basically.
Well,
the biggest thing here was going to be that max price rod where it's like, hey, guess what? I hope you know how to get money. So really figuring out how to get past that and figuring out your way forward. Because like if you didn't run a black belt, you've still got to find a weapon at this point. So
yeah, that's true. Now, I will say that this is not the first time I have seen a shop item in on-rack at a crazy price block progression. It has happened to me in the Winter Tournament in my 3rd match. Same thing happened to me.
Yeah, there was a fairly hyped match from Winter Tournament where the shop item was in Crescent for a sizable portion, and I think the community was arguing the merits of selling a ribbon to purchase it or not. So that one was kind of a memorable thing there.
I remember there was one, I think it was Jay Scheidel that sold a Vorpal to get his, and I remember I had a Vorpal and I was not selling it, so I went to the desert and did the desert grind, and it was a bad idea. They don't.
DM is going Marshlock.
Oh dear. Well, if it's the cube, it's not helpful. Because again, Sea Shrine, and this is the problem. This was the Winter Tournament dilemma when you forgot a locked area. Because I believe all three of us were in the Winter Tournament. I know I was. I know Fabian was. I think Ale was. Pretty sure he was. We've all been there. Have we forgotten something?
Yeah. The biggest thing that my takeaway from the Winter Tournament was, like, it's hard to keep a seed from influencing what you do on the next seed, right? So you sit there and you play the seed, and you say you play it perfectly, and everything falls in how it needs to. Then you go to the next seed, and it's the complete opposite. Like, every choice you make is wrong. So then you go into the next seed, you're like, okay, well, how should I do this? Should I play it like my first seed, or should I play it like my second seed? And the sad, honest answer is there's not a right answer to that question.
Yep.
Because no matter what you pick, the seed's going to say, no, you're wrong. It's not the way you should have done this.
Yep, you took the words right out of my mouth. Two Winter Tournament flag races that I lost, I dove Earth early and it had nothing. So when I did Platy Party last night, I avoided Earth and that had the floater, which had the promotion, which was annoying. So you are right. This flag set had a very bad habit of trolling quite badly.
I don't know if I'd call it trolling, though. I mean, a lot of it really felt like it's that linear, like, kind of predictive progression. Like, I think one of the key items, the loose item placement is set to, like, predictive, I think it is, for the flag set.
Yeah, we turned off
chaotic. Could be mistaken. Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, it tends to be when you roll predictive, it's kind of telling you, hey, you just got the key, maybe check your key locks. Oh, look, here's the Oxio. Hey, you might want to go check C. It kind of, like, I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's trying to tell you where to go based on the item that you found.
Unless it's a Caleb special, in which case the canoe is early and it doesn't know what, and the C doesn't know what it wants you to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Meanwhile, DM finding money and a shard so far in Marsh locked. It's behind the last one. Is it the cube? God, I hope not.
Drum roll.
Speaking of which, how'd you find those unrunnable wolf packs?
They were annoying.
Yeah, I could do that. That wasn't fun, I'm sure.
I was really glad to have that light axe out of, I think it was Titan's Tunnel early.
Yes.
Just because it gave me some kind of sweeper. Because, you know, every single battle I was in, cake would and money, so we're going somewhere else. Every single fight I was in with the wolves, cake would inevitably leave like 2 to 4 standing.
Yep.
So I'd have to find a way to kill them anyway. So not having that light axe would have been a complete drain on my charges, and it was definitely kind of the clutch way to get past the wolves early.
And Oxio for DM. He's got his progression now. He can move forward.
Kind of answers our question too about the cube. So odds favorite are that it's in Ordeals instead of that last box in Sky 2, but we'll probably see that here soon.
Because I believe you cleared out the entire right side of Mermaids.
Yes. Yeah, the only boxes I didn't check were Marshlock, that very last one, the bottom right on Sky 2, and then Ordeals, and obviously Sky because I couldn't get there.
Yeah, so it looks like it will probably end up being in Ordeals, which means no one's ever getting that.
Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So you have 10 boxes left. So you basically got like a 1 in 10 shot that it's in Mirage, and a 9 out of 10 shot that it's in Ordeals.
Yeah, 10% chance it's there. It's not going to be there. But this is FFR, so you know how this... And it is one of my seeds, which are notoriously trolly.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing earlier when we were talking about the desert grind. I'm like, of course this would be the seed Oz rolls.
Yep.
But he's like, you know what? I want you guys to feel how I felt during my winter tournament race.
Yes, it was definitely a moment where I was like, if my opponent figured out a better way to make money, I am done. But I believe I had a black belt. So by the end of it, I was in go punch mode and had the money. So I was like, you know what? I have enough shards. I think I can do this. So now I'm like in your situation where it was like, you know what? I just don't want to be here anymore. This isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, it's weird how the game kind of gets you from like this isn't fun to like I used it when talking about one of Shumbabi's challenge seeds. Like you have that sunk cost fallacy.
Yes.
Where it's like, look, I've already invested this much time, and I'm going to see it through. Like I know that forfeiting is like the smart air quotes play, because as the Center for Competitive Forfeiting will tell you, it's okay to quit on a seed that's quit on you.
Yep. I've been told that many a time.
Yeah, but there's also something for like that satisfaction for being like, look, I did it, and it can go away.
Oh, I totally agree. I've already stated it multiple times. I never want to see the Winter Tournament flag set again, and I helped make it.
The simplest way to put it for me when it comes to forfeiting in a run is the impact absorption / impact resilience of one's skull versus the object you're bashing against. Which will give up first? If you realize the skull will give before the object you're bashing, you should give up.
Well, I know when I did the finals in the Derby, when I was in the top 4, and I forfeited out of that race when everyone else finished. Because at that point, the seed has given up on me, quite frankly. I know I can't do better than last. It's done. But last night in the Platy Pretty, I didn't do it. I managed to go to the end. And we have another finisher! Roger McBain has finished in 3rd place at 1 hour and 43 minutes, dead on. Congratulations to all the ducks running this seed. This is Winter Tournament seeds are the pinnacle of, I believe, a Final Fantasy Randomizer quote-unquote season. Fall League is where you play around with new features. Bingo's just fun. Co-op is fun. But the Winter Tournament is the big one.
They're not meant to be the most demanding of seeds. They're not absurd scaling. They don't have crazy flags, but they are calibrated to be a challenge for even the best runners in the community.
Absolutely. These are not Lefane League Ale seeds. Okay?
No, the biggest thing though is like the Winter Tournament flags, or the seeds, if they showed you anything, and there's just a huge variance in them, right?
Absolutely.
Like we had a few in the qualifiers where I think our fastest time was like in the low 50s or mid 50s. We also had several that were done with Solo Thief that were right around the hour mark. Then at the same time, you have some seeds like this where, hour 17 is your fastest, and like your average time might be like an hour 30, hour 40. So just having that huge variance, it's one of those things where you kind of have to be able to adapt and pivot based on what the seed throws at you to kind of figure out your best way forward with it.
Yeah, this Winter Tournament seed was especially good at... this Winter Tournament flag set was very good at making you think on the fly. You could end up Vicky giving you a canoe and realizing, okay, I have a decision to make. Do I head back and go marsh, or do I go ice? But if I do ice, do I do volcano afterwards? Like, you need to make the decision about what you're planning on doing. And it for the ducklings, it's a great seed to run to really get you in the mindset of, this is my plan, time to shift gears, because the seed has decided I'm shifting gears. Ian picking up some pro rings. There's that defense sword, so he's got that. That's going to be good. He's got both. Now, I'm a bit confused. And maybe, Ale, maybe you can chime in on this. You note that he has both the katana and the Masa, but the ninja has both and is swinging the Masa +3 as opposed to the katana +5. Thoughts?
Let me look something real quick and I'll give you a thought.
I'm pretty sure it's higher damage for a slightly lower crit chance, but it's already got a really high crit chance anyways, so yeah.
I mean, I know what my personal choice is, but we all know the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, between the two, Masa has significantly more damage by about 19 points. Katana is like over double the crit chance, almost just a hair under 3 times actually. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those hit or miss ones. Are you looking for more for damage, or are you looking for sheer number of hits with crits?
I can tell you that if I have the option between the both of them, it isn't the Masa. Only because, and Fabian knows exactly why I say that, the Masa has betrayed me on only one occasion.
I mean, I did laugh when I used the Thief to swing at Tia 2 and he hit the Tia 2 guy for 1 damage with the Masa.
Yeah, I saw that and I chuckled on the... I died on the inside while chuckling on the outside.
Yeah, I think it's just really hard in almost in all scenarios to beat the Katana +5. Like, you know, the hit's negligible because you're going to be hit capped. So the randomizer caps the weapon hit at 50 just so we don't have a hit overflow.
Yes, because
take you from like 7 or 8 hits down to like 1 because that would be terrible.
It would be bad.
But I think the other side is like, you know, with all that extra crit, I think that can outweigh that damage difference. So
yes,
at least in this kind of scaling and with the blur range that we have, it's very, I think, very hard to beat the Katana +5, especially if you have a Thief that's of decent levels.
Yep.
Like lower level, the Masa I think still swings out or wins out because you have that damage and not many hits. But like once you get past like the 4 or 5 hit threshold, I think the Katana's going to win out based on the crit.
Totally agree. But again, that's just because of the infamous Osloto paradox. That was a Masa.
Yeah.
That was a Masa.
But at the same time, too, if the counterpart to your Masa Katana swinging ninja is a big beefy boy who's punching things for like 14 times, and it doesn't really matter what you're swinging.
No.
Maybe you're just there for looks and you're just getting style points with a big flashy sword.
No, that's very true. I mean, if I had the punch cannon, I'll take the punch cannon. Punch cannon's a guarantee. Like at the point you were with the blursings that you had, nothing was going to really stand in your way. To be fair.
Yeah, especially same for DM here as he's running through.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, his ninja hit carry for like 140, and then the black belt rolled him for 2,000. So I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what sword you're swinging if you've got a big boy there.
And that was a non-fasted ninja, so I mean, that's quite.
Sadly, Razor, it looks like it was just right box check first. Doesn't look like DM is going mermaids first, sadly.
No.
Oh, no, you are correct. He
mind.
is going mermaid first. This is strange routing, but hey, I'm not running.
Hey, oh, by the way, once again, a huge shout out and thank you from the Bubble Soda Co. for doing us proud.
I mean, you guys gave me a sponsorship. The least I can do is, you know, return the favor.
Happy to help.
And a personal thanks from me for liberating Hooray Dwarf from his one-word hell.
Oh, absolutely. I'd cry every time he just says hooray to people. And then they chant it like 3 times. I'm like, look.
Well,
you're just rubbing it in.
One individual always does it.
He is the Hodor of Final Fantasy. He is the Hodor. He is aware of his inevitable end, and all he can say is the one word that he'll say at the end of his life. You need to free him from that.
But you know,
right, he's saying hooray because he's hoping you'll end his miserable existence and not, you know, he's not cheering on your conquest of the world.
Well, I mean, to be fair, only one individual that we're aware of talks to the Hooray Dwarf 3 times, and we all know that I believe Marshall Locht bit him in the Winter Tournament.
I think there's like 2 or 3 of them in the community, but I think it's best if they remain nameless.
I'm not mentioning any names. I know better than that. Yes, DM is about to head into mermaids. Take a little look around. By the way, what'd you think of the Arsahag Wizahag default unrunnable pack?
I enjoyed all the unrunnable packs this seed because they were all big packs.
They were, actually. Every single one of them I managed to give you was good fun, especially the ambushing Badmen in Topher.
Oh yeah, I was on the verge of resetting if they had anything gross. Like if I saw any skills or spells, we were going to soft reset and go in on a different encounter table.
I can understand that. Meanwhile, Bubble Soda Co. is going to give a huge thank you and shout out to DM Stewart for helping to keep the world refreshed. Once again, Bubble Soda Co., our founding member, is a huge fan of the orange cream soda. Check stores today.
Look, all I'm saying is, sodas are best carbonated.
I agree. No one wants a flat soda.
Mm-mm.
The closest you will find me drinking a flat soda is a Slurpee.
Yeah, okay, but that's it. I mean,
That's fair.
Bubble Soda Co. doesn't usually go to Ice Cave, but it's possible. So, DM gonna dive the other side. By the way, in case you were wondering, Quadex rolled in 8, Nuke rolled in 6, Warp rolled in 7, Invis 2 rolled in 8, Wall rolled in 8.
Light, Invis 2, and Wall in 8.
And Lamp.
I assume Temper was somewhere but up there as well, because I
Temper
don't
was
think I
6.
saw it early. Yeah.
So, here, this is a question I was really curious about, though. If you didn't find your last shard in Mirage, would you have gone back to the Circle of Sages and just taken the one they gave you?
Honestly, no, because at that point I think I'd kind of forgotten they had one. And if I hadn't gotten the last one in Mirage 2, I probably was going to go to Ordeals just to really embrace the fact that you would roll something hateful.
Well, listen, I have my limits. I will not make anybody go to Ordeals. That is not a play anyone wants to make. Let's be totally open and honest about this. Meanwhile, the Arsahags are doing a number on DM, noting that he doesn't have the Master in the top slot, which would make these morale break very quickly. Because that Master has 962 HP at this point.
Yeah, that was the biggest reason I swapped the Thief and Master or Thief and Black Belt going into C when I dove in there.
Yep.
Because at that point my Black Belt was level 37, 38, and everyone else was like level 14.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'd rather have things run away from me if possible. Even though that wasn't quite as high as DM Stewart's Black Belt. Compared to like any kind of maybe like first strike initiative chance at the Thief gave me in the top slot.
We have another finisher. Herbie B has finished at a time of 1 hour 53:11.
GG.
Seems that there are still 2 runners in the pool. DM taking a moment to consider his options. Meanwhile, in the race room, Fabian Hawk is blaming me.
Only pointing out that you are the one who rolled the seat.
Everyone in the race room is well aware that I did it. The reason that it was so bad, I didn't give my usual speech before I rolled it, so, you know. Sorry, guys.
Counterpoint. Maybe you let us off easy by not doing your usual speech, and we can't wait to see what kind of nonsense it would have been had you given it.
There's also that option, too. Well, I mean, again, for all the ducklings, this will be your championship seed. Your top 4 will run this seed. So,
Flag set.
Flag set, yes, thank you. Not this seed. I won't roll this. I make no promises, actually. I don't know.
It's like, do the seed. Do the thing you just saw tonight, and the better you can recreate it, the better your time.
You know what? It'd be interesting. I know that my first Derby seed, the first one of the Derby was a Danny seed, so I mean, you can understand exactly how that felt. It was trolly. It was trolly. DM Stewart back in gear again, and off we go into C again. And I believe Chime is hanging out down here somewhere. Yeah, I noticed you didn't take the black shirt plus floor when you had the opportunity to take it ale. Why'd you leave that behind?
So I had him promoted. Wasn't going to promote, so it wasn't going to be gear.
Actually, you could have worn it.
No, could I?
Yep,
See, missed that.
Black Wizard's blursing was free shirt.
Well, yeah, it's just a shame.
Not that it mattered.
No, I mean, at that point, it's you're debating between a gold +1 and the ribbon, and I'm like, you know, I'm honestly forgot that he could equip the shirt, but at the same time, it's one of those things. So even if I recalled it, I probably wouldn't have swapped because the armor difference between the two is probably negligible, especially because I was going to toe for like sub 20 on my mages.
Yeah, your mages.
So they weren't really going to survive much anyways. So.
And yet they all made it to the end. because nothing stood in your way.
Well, except for that white mage, he got Kraken.
Well, I mean, Kraken gonna do Kraken things. Everyone in the randomizer community knows Kraken is gonna look for the one character wearing the most white and think this is a target.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time though, with only having like 700 something hit points on the black belt, I'd rather she hit the white mage.
Yes.
And knock the white mage out than take out the black belt, because at that point I was swinging a Masa with a level 20 thief and he was doing nothing significant.
To be absolutely fair, I get it. I have seen runs in this flag set die with a black belt that gets smashed through a Kraken. And I mean a critical hit, like 900 damage, black belt dead, your seed it's a write-off at that point. You're gonna have to start all over again. So it's very possible that you can end up in a situation where Kraken 2 does Kraken 2 things, and it's very unpleasant. While DM is about to head on to see our old friend the Kraken, and whatever he's going to do.
In its first iteration, it's highly likely it will be chopped into sashimi or whatever kind of, like, is it sashimi? No, that's just fish.
Calamari?
There we go, calamari.
I was going to say, calamari.
I would say at this stage, it's more likely to become squid-based.
Yeah, it's just going to be a mess of color. Just like one of the bad old fiends we put in. Uh-oh, it's a mess of color. This Kraken I don't think is long for this world. Oh, and goodbye. Oof, 8 hits for 1405. Yep, that's the end of Kraken. DM Stewart lights the water orb.
That mass on that ninja doing nothing. 123 it looked like.
And I will say, that was a disrespectful kill of the Kraken. He did not heal. He just walked up, punched it, and left. So, that, I think, gives you the opinion that DM Stewart has of this Kraken. So, we know there's enough shards in here that AO was able to get through. Will DM Stewart find enough?
Should be on rough shard parity. In fact, it checked places that DM didn't, or that Ale did not in Marsh Bottom, although Marsh Bottom had nothing to give.
Yeah, he needs 3 more.
He will get it.
Yeah, he will get it. There's 3 more here.
But will he check the chest that DM or that Ale did not, and will it be the cube?
Well, if it's not, then it's a guarantee that if you didn't go through it a certain way, you would definitely be going toward deals, and that would have been not fun for anybody involved. Except for you, the viewers, who I'm sure would find it very interesting to see a Winter Tournament seed in Ordeals. Because that did not happen a lot in the Winter Tournament, as far as I'm aware of.
I'm still kind of stuck on the fact that for the second time in these flags, I've seen the incentive or Masa in an incentive giver hands instead of in the box with the robot.
Yep.
Which we did not see, which means it was either in Ordeals or in one of the Topher chests.
No, it could have been Sky.
Good point. We never saw Sky.
Very rare that that ends up in a Topher chest. It's not. It can, but it's not. It's more likely it ended up in Sky, just with just the amount of boxes in there.
I thought in these flag sets when something like this happened, where Mormek's guarding the Masa box, if the Masa somehow lands on the key item, or on an NPC, there is no Masa box.
This has not happened in a seed I've rolled, but I believe, and do not quote me, I am not a dev, I just dabble. I believe that the box exists, but I don't know what's in it.
You know, it's probably just the vanilla Masa chest in Topher.
It might end up there. At this rate, I don't think we're going to see that chest. Nope, Opal +6. It's in...
Oh, he's one short. Oh my word, he's one short.
definitely one short. Now, did he go and talk to the Circle of Sages? Oh no.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see it?
Going ordeals.
We're gonna see ordeals. Chat. Oh no. Decided against it. What's left to check? Oh, did he not do Elfman Locked? Yes, he will find the shard in there. Yeah.
So close.
That would have made this the WT seed literally that no one ever wanted to see.
You were so close to getting your ordeals wish.
I didn't know. I don't wish it on anybody. I really don't. Alright. DM Stewart gonna dive into Topher head first. At 149.20 we are in. And with that master that he's got, he doesn't have a thing to worry about. Not a thing.
No, this will be a fairly straightforward Topher dive. It'll be literally like probably wait punch, wait fast maybe after carry, and that'll be probably the story of Topher Fiends.
Yeah, it's not gonna go well for any fiend at all. This was I gotta say, I did not expect the seed to go this way when I rolled it, that's for sure.
The max cost on rack shop item gate was a special moment.
There's that Batman party that Ale found. No ambush this time, though. Yeah, that's going to be one of those moments of... yeah, they're not going to let me... The poor ducks that ran this are not going to let me live this down. Because if I'm not mistaken, every single person except for you, Ale, running this is a duckling.
Yeah, I think I was the only vet to do the thing tonight. I think everyone saw Winter Tournament, they were like, nah, I'm good.
Thank you, Winfox. You would be the visible minority in that situation, because not many people want me to do this. Ask Fabian. I've done a few of his.
Look, I understand. I learned my lesson.
You did.
I don't fade CCs.
No, you don't fade CCs. And yeah, Ale, I know that Shum showed up and looked at it and said, "This is Winter Tournament, right?" "Yes, I'm out." Okay, guys, okay, I'll put it out there. If anyone wants me to roll a seed for them, I will do it. Okay? But you need to realize what you're asking.
Counterpoint, seeds like this make you appreciate the ones that are more straightforward. So if you can handle these seeds, you can handle all the seeds.
True. This is very true. I love the fact that I know it's not the greatest thing to strive for is to be another Danny, where your seeds are known for something. But I do kind of strive for that. Let's be totally fair here. Let's be totally fair.
At least it's not vanilla.
No, this is very true. I would never do that to anybody.
At least by the time that we have to do the balance between the Topher or the Sea Shrine and Sky and the like, we usually have an airship. Vanilla, you don't get that until way late.
No, this is very true. It is nice to see that. I mean, the airship did come actually quite quickly in this seed for Ale.
It was just getting to the canoe that was rod locked. That was what took the time.
Yeah. Yeah, Ale, you were in the sky quite quickly, which I'm sure you were happy because no more encounters on sea. With the thunder eyes.
Yeah, I did chuckle at the floater being in Earth 1, then the canoe being behind the max price rod from Onrak down in Earth 4. So that was a lot of fun. Because that's always been my challenge with like the Winter Tournament flag set, was doing the actual tournament. There were several seeds where either you never got the canoe, or the canoe was literally the last item you found in the sky next to your final shard, and it's like, okay, well, glad I took that black belt. Now I can go grind them now that we have everything. And the people who didn't take a black belt are just like, I'm ready to go into Topher. So that was always the biggest gamble.
Or, if you were Caleb, the canoe showed up as the first item the king gave you.
True.
Or it was in Matoya. He, for some reason, attracts those seeds.
You know, if you wanted to be nice, you could have given them shop item key in Canaria.
Yeah,
then the key of the shop item would have been forced to roll affordable instead of max.
Look, it's happened to me. It will happen again. We're just gonna leave it at that for now. DM Stewart, pulling up to Kraken. Will Kraken decide the white mage is tasty?
The extra thick comparatively white mage at that. 401 hit points.
Not anymore. Didn't get the turn order that Ale did. But so far, whole party's still standing. And that is the end of Kraken. 16 hits, yeah, no coming back from that. Are we gonna do it?
Not even gonna bother to heal.
That's what I'm saying. Are we gonna disrespect? Is disrespecting like Lich or disrespecting Carry? That's okay. Disrespecting Tia. That's the borderline. Disrespecting Kraken is just a no-go. You just don't do that. Kraken doesn't like disrespect.
I'm just finding interesting that we're seeing this fight be taken. I mean, what levels does he need? What spell charges does he need to save?
Speaking from somebody who's been in a position like this before, where you've had to kind of slog through things, it might just be I just want to kill everything that gets in front of me.
Fair enough. Go gadget full tilt. I respect it.
I've done it. I've definitely done it. I won't argue with you. Alright, pulling up to Tia 2. We're gonna fight, we're gonna wait, we're gonna... Fast. Quad X, that ain't gonna do nothing. Ribbon. 3 hits on 90 on the Masa. Big swing from that Black Belt. 6 hits for 1,360. The fast comes out. Wait, and fight. That Masa again swings. Okay, that's not bad. 3 hits for... Oh! Poison Smoke. Poison Smoke! And there's 11 hits for 1991. And goodbye to Tia 2.
And this time the white mage is alive, but honestly, if the white mage brings back up any party members, I would be infinitely shocked.
I as well would be... no, here we go. Well, they are great cannon fodder.
I have been shocked to infinity.
He has infinite money right now. Does anyone else notice he's got 9999999 gold? Is that the reason he took the fights? Was just so we had infinite gold, so we'd never have to do this again? Anyways, fast
compensating for for previous hardships.
That fast gets 15 hits at 2076. Poison comes out. Who cares? Not enough damage to kill off the only character that matters. And we're gonna fast on our ninja with our Masa, who gets smacked in the head. Heal 3 comes out to keep everybody alive. Swing with that Masa. Black belt. Okay. I believe that would be the stream terminating.
At this point, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag with a race time.gd time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, 40 seconds. DM Stewart joins us in the booth.
Hey, GGDM.
All right. I'm willing to hear it because I know it's coming.
I'm sorry that I didn't think that terminated that quickly. I didn't terminate it until after Chaos was actually terminated.
That's all good.
By the way, Oz, never roll a seed for me again.
There it is. There it is. We were all waiting for it.
There is not enough profanity in the world for that seed.
Yep. I'm well aware of what I did and what came out of this. It's not. So, do you want to go over everything, or do you want to just yell at me some more? Because I'm okay with that. It's possible.
That was disgusting.
Well, I think that the moment that I think every runner in this flag set has found was the max cost rod.
If I thought it, if I wanted to go back, if I went back, I would have sold the katana and this I would have sold the katana and turned in items until I got either another katana or the mesa.
Well, I can inform you that Ale sold the ice sword and the katana and went right back and said, "Here's your money, give me the rod."
No, correction, he did that after doing everything that you did, DM. He went to the desert.
Yep.
He did not go to Peninsula of Power.
No.
He thought about it, but then he went elsewhere.
Yeah, well, I had a katana. I had a black belt. I knew Canoe had to be behind that cursed rod. So at that point, it was okay. I just need a rod, and it took me a minute. It took me a couple of spike tile checks to remember. Oh, that's right. These are vanilla spike tiles.
Mm-hmm.
I know where the eye is.
Yep, but you guys were for the large portion of this, and that's to real credit. You were both lockstep for most. The divergence happened
right up until I just started dying to the money grind.
Yes. Yeah, Ale went and sold the items, went back, grabbed his rod, and away he went. But you both went to the desert. You both found the RN Kylos on the reset, which was not pleasant. Not at all.
It was a nice hero run off the hard reset, or I would have just done a desert grind.
Yes, because you did
I would
eventually
have found steak and wings or blue steak and done a desert grind.
I can tell you from experience on this exact flag set, they don't give a lot of money. They do not give a lot of money.
But
And
at that point, it would have been both the money and the XP on the black belt.
True.
So,
and that is what I did in my winter tournament, to be honest with you. I will note we have our final finisher. Billick has finished at 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 35 seconds. And that is all racers finished. And GG's to everybody. That was not a fun winter tournament seed. I fully admit this.
I almost didn't race tonight because I did not like the winter tournament flags. I just didn't. I never did well with them.
We were discussing with Ale about this, that the winter tournament seeds can sometimes make you shift your eye very quickly as to what your plans are. And I will admit, a lot of people did not jive with them. But in the end, yeah, I mean, for the Ducklings, again, this is your finals. If you make it to top 4, if you're in your group, if you're top 2 in your group, this is the flag you're running.
Hopefully it'll be much easier than this.
Well, that was my follow-up. I make no promises that no one will tap me to restream it, therefore make me roll it. But I think the Dawn might have something to say about that. Saracen probably doesn't want this again.
Yeah, I need to make a complaint to Saracen about your rolling on this seed.
Yeah, it wasn't Danny? That's all I can say.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been ambushing nuke spiders.
Hey, just saying, you can't blame her for this one. This one's all on Oslodo. This is all on me.
Don't forget unrunnable ambushing nuke spiders.
Well, but you gotta remember, what did we have in this seed? We had unrunnable werewolves and gerwolves. The vanilla unrunnable red Sahag, Wiz Sahag pack in the sea. That was fun to see, I think.
The vanilla unrunnable wizards.
Yep. The vanilla unrunnable wizards were also... Yeah, there was a lot of really bad unrunnables.
Well, the wizards weren't that bad.
No, it
They
was
were
just the
just
time
unrunnable.
wasters. There's a lot of time wasters, too. But
Well, it has been a long night
Yes, I
and
was gonna
long
say.
run.
Yeah,
Everyone, how about we go to final thoughts?
I agree. I was about to say the same thing. So, we'll go...
You don't want to hear my final thoughts.
Very well.
In
After
fact, my
broadcast.
final thoughts are not safe for channel.
Very well. There you have it. DM Stewart's final thoughts. A lot of censorship. Ale, how about yourself, sir? Our winner on stream and first overall finisher.
Best of luck to the Ducks when you guys run this. Obviously, you have a wealth of videos to look back on and glean people's strategies from if you go back and observe any of the winter tournament flag sets and races. That just kind of wrapped up about, 2 months ago. Past that, just, use what Saracen and co have taught you over the past several weeks of the Duck Boot Camp, and yeah, best of luck.
Very well said. Very well said. My co-coms, Thavian Hawk, you got to witness this masterpiece that I rolled. What are your final thoughts, sir?
I'm so much glad that I talk, not do.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I have to respect this comment. Billick, our final finisher, bringing up, was this some sort of duckling hazing?
Nope. No, I assure you, it was just the rando doing rando things.
That's what the boot camp is.
It is. It's a great lesson in what the randomizer can do to you. But anyways, I want to give a huge thank you to Giganaut, our tracker. Much appreciated. We couldn't have done anything without you, that's for sure. Thavian Hawk, once again, thanks for sitting in the booth. I know you did not want to run this. I bet you're really glad that you didn't. Thank you to both DM Stewart and Ale for being our runners on stream. Thank you to all the runners who ran the races. I believe that is it Tuesday this week that there's going to be another class?
Yes.
Yes, and that is Shoom Bobby doing No Overworld, which is I love No Overworld. Great seed. Tune in to watch. A lot of fun. Shoom is probably the master of changing up the world, so give that a watch. It's great. I will note that the OJ Power Hour is off this week. Jay is off fulfilling some real life items. That's fine. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. Once again, we encourage you to check out the Randomizer community, the Discord. Thavian has put all the information into chat. Want to see some backed episodes? YouTube. You want to join you want to join the community? There's the Discord link. The Randomizer itself is there, which has a link to our wiki with all the fun flags and all the stuff you can get to. And I'd like to also thank RPG Limit Break for hosting us. I have been your unfortunate seed roller, restreamer, and comms Oslodo, and I will see you in the next round.